Yes, Coach, if you can just give us your
Good evening, guys.
impressions of the game.
Good evening, guys. Yeah, I think we as Kaizer Chiefs, again, we're not happy. I thought we controlled the game in little patches, and as a team, as a collective, we are really not happy with ourselves. We need to be more clinical when we find ourselves in possession of the game, and we need to be more clinical in the last third of the game. I think we do that in two little patches within the game, but be that as it may be, again we didn't concede, which is a little plus, but it's not good enough for us coming back from a loss. So now we need to pick ourselves up. It's 2 days before the next game, and for sure we're playing Golden Arrows. We are going to come out again to get the 3 points against Golden Arrows.
Thank you, Coach. If you can point directly to the black one, the mic, Coach.
What do you want? This one?
Yeah, that one. Thank you, Coach.
You want it closer or you want it next door?
Mike, let's get the mic going. Go for it with the time for the next.
You want this mic by me?
Next 10 minutes. Let's go for it.
Sure, Coach. I just want to ask about one to the Duba player that a lot of supporters have asked about today. You got a chance. What did you make of his performance?
If we had maybe the extra man, then maybe you would have seen one delay in a better performance. But yes, one deal is done. I thought tonight he did well. He came on and he defended from the front, but at the same time he also made some good moves. I think he made one or two that was really telling, that if everybody else read the move, then maybe someone else should have scored, because he didn't go on to score goals. He just went on to worry the game. And when you look at the opportunity that Sahile gets and the opportunity that Mshini gets, you see what Wandile is doing, then you'll realize what he did. So I thought Mshini could have gone a little bit closer, and then he could have turned and then caught on the second ball. And the one where he moves away that Sahile gets, I think Sahile holds the ball, and anything else can happen.
Go for it.
Coach, from the outside view of watching Chiefs over the past maybe 3 games, there's a lack of intensity. I mean, the ball isn't played nearly fast enough to break down any defense. I mean, it's Awela now, it's Mulford, it's Swallows who are in disarray. And also, perhaps, condition of certain players. We look at Mshini, he looks heavy. Is there something going wrong behind the scenes that these players that have access to amazing facilities, get well paid, they just don't show any intensity to move the ball fast as a team of Chiefs caliber should be?
I think we have to look at this game differently. I mean, we look at all the games differently, and we make a remark that we're not moving the ball forward properly. I don't think we're moving the ball forward badly. I just think we're just not passing the ball right. So therefore, we don't see the intensity of the game. I think what you see is what I see as a plus, but at the same time, I look and I see myself questioning the technique that we use sometimes, and that for me is a problem going forward. But no, I don't think Mshini is overweight. I think he's fine. I think he's fine. He might look overweight, but I can tell you we have people who are looking at all these things, and none of the players are really overweight. We have one of the best fitness centers in the country. We have one of the best fitness measurements in the country, and when we do all those things, everything comes out perfect. So if Avele, you look fat, That's what I think. But he's not fat. He's normal. You understand what I'm saying? So who are we to discuss? Who are we as outside people to decide whether the person is fat or whether he's thin? If you want, I think. Do I look fat, guys? John? I'm asking you. Do I look fat? I tell you, I'm overweight.
Yeah, maybe we must.
It's a simple.
Maybe we must show you the visuals also of Mshini.
Please, let's go to the next question.
In his good weight now. But that's the story for another day, Coach.
Thank you.
Coach, on the issue of goals, it's 300 minutes of football action now this year against a Swallows team that is down there, a Royal AM team that is down there, a Milford team that got 3 yesterday against the Hungry Lions in the NFD. And the concern is, when are the goals going to come? I know that you had said the midweek that there's mechanisms that you are working towards to help the strikers. Is it becoming a concern for you? What would you attribute this to? Is it anxiety for the attackers? Yeah.
It's always been a concern since I started. And I think whatever team I've coached before, it's always been my concern. Because football is only nice when you see goals. And sometimes I've all my life I've said, if you score 2 goals against me, I score 3 goals. If you score 6, I score 7. So that's something that I work on continuously, wherever I am. And just like you are worried, I am also worried. So yes, we are working on it, and hopefully it will come right. It's not about anxiety, it's about the mentality. It's a mentality thing in one moment, because when we don't have all you guys writing and talking and TikToking and SMS and what's the other one? I don't even know these things.
Tweeting.
Huh? Tweeting, yeah. Xing, there's also X's now. Huh? When that is, because that is the generation of athlete we are busy with. And the generation of athlete is all about the things that you guys like to do. So maybe I need to get into that space, and my strikers will get better. But it is a concern for me, it is a concern for the club, and it's always been my concern wherever I've worked. And like I say, if you score 3 goals, I score 4 goals. That's how I like to put it down as.
Are you okay, Phil? Let's go, Carol.
Good evening, Coach. Carol from Supersport. Coach, when you see the supporters of this football club standing there in the rain when the game was halted, you see a lot of passion. You see a lot of, the supporters are very much hurt with what they've been seeing. For you, what is your message to these supporters during these difficult times? And maybe can you just take us through the difficulties of being a Kaizer Chiefs player, particularly with these difficult conditions that the club is under? It's when it rains, literally it pours.
We always say the rain brings blessings, huh? So our supporters that stood out in the rain, God blessed you tonight. And thank you for coming out and still supporting this team. So yeah, we feel their pain, and we know what it's like to work under these conditions, and we know what it's like to work when we are not getting the results. All I want to say to them is, please know that we are working on it. We are working on it very, very, very hard, and we pray every day that it will turn the corner, and the club will be at a different level. So thank you again to them for coming out and raining wet. But like I say, we always believe that when it rains, it's blessings, and that's what we do. God has blessed our supporters. They will come back on Tuesday and support us again, and we will come back on Tuesday and play the best football that we can play in order to win the game.
And so, the first one was just maybe the supporters don't understand the difficulties of being a Kaizer Chiefs player. Can you just maybe just take us through the challenges of being a Kaizer Chiefs player? Because it looks like there's a lot of weight on that patch of Kaizer Chiefs.
Besides being a Kaizer Chiefs player, in one moment it's a privilege to just work for this club, knowing the history of this club. And that is why we all say that this badge is so heavy, because before, the generations before had brought success. And in the last 8 years, there's been very little success. And we've probably gone through maybe 2 or 3 generations of other players that have gone through the same thing we're going through now. So we do believe we have a strong generation and in the club right now. We do believe that we have to teach them what the previous generations accomplished in order to be where they are. And we have the people in our midst that you don't see that are trying to help our players understand what it is to be this generation playing for Kaizer Chiefs.
Last one, we close.
Okay. Chawazisi from Far Post. Coach, when one looks at just across the DStv Premiership, Kaizer Chiefs probably has the third best squad, but the position on the log doesn't reflect that. What's the target now at this point with the current situation? What is the target with the remaining games of the season?
Our target is one that we've always had since the beginning of the time when I took over, is to win as many games and get as high as possible in the PSL league. So now we've come back, and because we let ourselves down in the net bank, we have got to make sure that every game we play from now onwards is a cup final, because we also know that every team we play against plays against Chiefs as if it was a cup final. So we've got our work cut out for us, and we're just going to make sure that we stay on top of our game for as long as we can. We haven't lost a game in the last 6. So we can take a little bit of maybe arrogance on that, but we need the points. The bottom line is we need the points. A draw today is 2 points lost.
Before